Something touched my heart today. I was walking on the street, and this has happened to me a few times, but I was looking at humans without the labels, without the definitions, without the judgments. And I was just actually looking at the anatomy of a human and how much of a miracle we are. All of these people walking by with huge potential, dormant. And I was noticing their facial expressions. And most of the people I was looking at, a lot of them looked like sad and grumpy and dissatisfied with something and with not much vitality. And they seemed to be caught up in a somewhat negative movie. And I realized the innocence of humans. Humans carry so much potential that is untapped, that we've been conditioned and programmed into feeling disempowered, doing stuff we don't want to do, running on a race that we don't really want to run. And I was just imagining all of these humans actually flourishing and thriving. And it wouldn't take too long either. Like, it's a change of consciousness that has to happen, but it's like your soul is craving to experience that anyways. And I just saw the purity and the innocence in those humans that we've been conditioned for suffering some things and having and always preoccupying with the next moment. We've been programmed to not be in the moment. We've been programmed for living away from joy and more into disempowerment, more into vigilance. I feel like sometimes we walk on the street more as if there's a small war going on between each other than anything else. And the very dissatisfaction that some people carry in their expressions actually demonstrates that is nonsense. Meaning, if it's there and if it feels bad, it shouldn't be there. It should be changed, switched. We all need, most people nowadays need a mode switch, a different way to see life, a different way to understand their bodies and their nervous system and their mind, and understand that they shouldn't be messing with their analytical mind, with their mental movements as much, and they should exercise the muscle of being and relaxing into the moment. What are you really, really, really suffering? Tell me. What is the thing that you're really, really suffering and preoccupying yourself with the next moment? Sacrificing this moment for something that doesn't even exist with a undisciplined imagination, or an undisciplined memory. You're either living in the past or living in the future, but never relaxed into the present moment, the relaxed, liberating, and free, sweet spot of the miraculous present moment. That's why meditation is so important, because meditation is it's not simply what people think it is, right? It's the very portal for a different relationship with existence. It's a portal to the embrace and the freedom that existence is ready to give you. And humans are so strong because it's hard to live feeling grumpy, feeling negative, or at least preoccupied, anxious about the future, and resentful towards the past, and constantly living like that on a daily basis. That's what's hard to do. Living through freedom, relaxation, and living in the present moment, and living through God and your expression of existence, that's easy. The hard thing is to be preoccupied and busy mentally in something that never stops. Still, the potential is so good and so magical. Can't even put into words what the Creator wants to give you. All of the freedom, cascades upon cascades of blissful chemicals being downloaded, pouring down every fiber of your being. Cascades upon cascades, waterfalls of bliss. That is where we're meant to be. That is where we're headed. We're more and more empowered. More and more empowered. It feels so good to live liberated. And this message is just starting to get out there. And it's a beautiful time to exist. Beautiful time to exist. Everything comes from this state of being. Everything. This is the light for every moment of darkness, for every aspect that might be in the dark in your life. This is the state of being that solves everything. That this solves everything. It brings the magical, perfect solution to everything. Tools upon tools, resources, magic, beauty. And it's very interesting, this muscle that I'm talking about, this dream life muscle, this freedom muscle, the relaxation muscle. It's not about, you don't train this muscle by lifting heavy weights and by trying to get there and by focusing on getting there. How can I get present? How can I? It's you train this muscle differently. You don't train this muscle by lifting heavy weights. You train this muscle by becoming lighter and not heavier. You become lighter. You flow more. You flow more. And people think that that is not being alert. That is a level of alertness, mental alertness you can't even call alertness. That's Godspeed processing of information. Do you know the amount of noise and the amount of lost energy that one has when they're preoccupying with the past and the future like that? This is from where we should live. The infinite and eternal present moment. flowing with the moment. This is where your best thoughts come from, your best decisions come from, your best experience comes from. If you want a better quality of life, you need to learn to stop jumping to the present and reliving the past. And you train your body to do that too. Like every time it goes to the future and it's contemplating on a negative scenario, or it goes to the past and it's contemplating remembering something negative, you can feel it in your gut instantly. Thought gets translated into chemicals in your body. Thought gets translated into an image of what's going to happen if things don't work out. Let go. The letting go is when you stop creating a bad future and a bad past. It's when you let go that you exercise an elevated willpower upon the future and upon the mind. And you get back into the present moment as a sovereign being that you are. And nobody can take your power away from you. Simple as that. That is a muscle of relaxation. The sovereign being is always able to relax more. It's always able to feel what they want to feel more. It's always able to think the elevated thoughts of beauty and harmony and security and prosperity and wealth and abundance and health. Otherwise, your entire experience breaks down. Your health breaks down. The quality of your thinking breaks down. Which standard of living do you want to live in? What is your standard of living? It all comes back to your internal quality. That's all we got. That's the first thing we got. That changes everything.